Hey guys, and welcome to the Fish Room. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and I am trying desperately to get caught up in the fish room. If you could see the mess that this place is, I think even you guys would be shocked, and you've seen me make some pretty big messes. As you guys know, I was just at the Aquatic Gardeners Convention in Denver, Colorado, and it was an exceptionally good time. I learned a whole lot of things that I'm excited to share with you guys. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the convention and the AGA while I caught some last minute orders, packed up some fish, and hopefully clean up this mess. I have some friends coming from Brooklyn today, and you can barely walk down here. So let's get started so hopefully I can get caught up. So the Aquatic Gardeners Convention is a convention that rotates host clubs every 2 years, and the Aquatic Gardeners Association is the parent organization, which is sort of a collective of aquascapers and plant enthusiasts from all over the world, and they put out a publication. I write for it, with informational articles on not only plants but inhabitants, livestock, equipment, things like that. And they also host an annual aquascaping contest. So this is a pretty focused convention. A lot of the events that I go to are a little bit more general as far as the information they provide, but this one is all Planet Aquariums. And I'm really flattered that I've spoken at the last two in a row, because I don't think they've ever really had someone speak on something other than plants. Last time I talked about stocking considerations for aquariums, specifically with nano species, and this time I talked about shrimp, and most specifically some of the obstacles about getting healthy shrimp. So it was a really good time. There are vendors. That is the biggest Corydorus fibrosus I have ever seen. There are vendors, there are speakers, there's hospitality suites for hanging out and socializing. There are t-shirts, like the one I'm wearing. Membership for the AGA, I think, is something like $20 a year. And for that, you get access to their forum as well as their publication, which I believe is bi-monthly, and it's quite good. I'm catching otocinclus. They are not the easiest to work with. They have barbels that can be a bit tricky with nets. So anyway, the convention was awesome. It kicked off on Friday, I believe, with a field trip. The convention started on Friday with a field trip to the Denver Zoo, which was pretty fun. And then when we got back from that, there was an aquascaping demonstration with Luca Galarraga, and it was incredible. They had actually purchased a bunch of aquascaping materials from me and had gotten some wood from Tom Barr out in California, and I'll show you guys in just a moment what he did with it. Now, he is from Brazil and is part of a team there that every year wins ranking tanks in the IAPLC, which is the big aquascaping layout contest. So it was extremely inspiring. Let's go over to the shipping station. I kicked off day 2 with my talk on shrimp. Then there was a talk on Dutch aquascaping. Then there was a talk on Bucephalandra, and a talk on plant basics, like tank setup basics, a nano workshop, and another presentation on how to have success in aquascaping contests. Then there was a banquet and another talk on where our aquarium plants come from. I loved the talks this year. They were absolutely fantastic. The event also has a big auction on Sunday, and they did a wabi kusa workshop, which I wish I would have made the whole thing. It looked really awesome. But all in all, it was a really great time, and we all hung out late every night, talking about all kinds of things, being social and just having fun. You know, if you guys have never attended one of these events, I really, really strongly encourage you to do so. Because, you know, you meet people from all over the world. Everyone is just as into what we're doing as the next person. People are really, really nice. And, you know, it's just a great way to get ideas as well as, you know, network a bit. Find sources for things that you're having a difficult time finding. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was this concept I got out of Luca's talk, which was to, in order for us to have success as scapers, fish keepers, whatever, we need to be careful to make sure that we are helping and elevating each other rather than getting caught up in petty drama. And you know what I see a lot of is people sort of tearing others down to elevate themselves. One of the things I think is really easy to do is to sort of get caught up in petty dramas, gossip, or, you know, to become so competitive that we sort of forget that, you know, no matter what, the cream will always rise to the top. And what I mean by that is, I don't think we should keep secrets about technique or ideas or, you know, manipulation or handling of materials and plants, because, you know, we're all in this together, and if we really want the Americans to shine with the potential they have, we need to support each other. We need to make sure that instead of criticizing, we're being constructive. We need to help each other, you know, find good supplies, teach each other how to use them, you know, really just support one another in this hobby. And, you know, I really wish I would have recorded that presentation, but I will tell you guys, if you sign up for the AGA, if you become a member, you can purchase the DVD that has all of the presentations and workshops from the weekend. And I think that there's also an option to get it digitally. And I really think it's worth it because, you know, that presentation and the one on booses were just phenomenally good. Really, really interesting. I learned a lot of really cool reinforcement of some tips I already knew that I caught on camera for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And pardon my shaky camera skills. I did have a tripod, but there were so many people there. It was very difficult to hold the camera still and still get the shot. Anyway, take a look at Luca's aquascaping demo, some footage of the workshops. And I'm gonna do another video here sometime soon on the boost talk because I really learned a lot and it was phenomenal.
Aquarium Society, give them a whoop. Welcome to my friends near and far, my new friends, my old friends. It's so good to see everybody here. I have just a few comments to make. Also, see, I have my notes written on my hand. I am having an amazing day today. I do not have my typical Denver altitude headache, but if you do, I have a stash of Tylenol and Advil, so you can take your pick. and it's at the registration table. Now, I will turn you over to the other famous gentleman in the room, one of many, and I'd like to welcome Luca Galarraga from Aquabase in Brazil is going to do a wonderful aquascaping demonstration, and I'm so looking forward to seeing him do that. Thank you, Luca.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. I will try to make a layout. This is not the exactly perfect size of tank that to make a layout. I prefer more landscape size, but I changed the type of layout that I pretend to make here. My first idea was a layout with only stones. I prefer to work with stones, but with this shape of tank, I think the composition with driftwood will be better. Well, let's start and see what happens. Okay, yesterday I chose these pieces and test if they fit inside. Today I will prepare them, fix them, glue some parts because they float if we fill the tank with no glue, the driftwood, and then I will prepare it before use. The most challenge here is to prepare these two pieces, fix them in the right position, so this part stay in the position that I think be better. So I will try to join the two pieces here with wire, and we'll glue them. From CK. You make a powder in the top of the glue, and they mix it like a cement, like a concrete. Okay? This technique isn't mine. I learned it from Long Tan Huan from Vietnam, a great friend. And this technique changed my life. Okay. This wire is only for fix and glue, then we will remove them.
Well, I guess I can put it on my computer.
So you put a small layer of this powder and then put glue again. And then repeat until you have a good layer of cement. Also the powder dries the glue more faster. I think is enough. Now we have only one piece together. A brush. Yes. Thank you. I will try to make the front with cosmetic sand, so I will not put the substrate until the front glass. I love this size of this wood, because in the same piece you have a good vertical point here, a lot of information, and it creates a barrier to the substrate, don't mix with the sand. It's perfect. This wood is crossing with this one, and in an aquascape you must avoid crossing. Crossing is null, is annihilation of forces. So I will try to cut this piece here, so it doesn't cross, doesn't mix with this part, superior part. For this, another technique that I learned with long term is when you have to cut some wood, it is another tool. The better is a bonsai tool. If you try to cut it in one time, it's difficult. But if you will start just making small cuts around. You can do it.
You need some WD-40.
A little patient. That's it. And then you can make some adjusts, not to show the place where you cut the. Okay. It's almost like, obviously it's the wood, so we can use large pieces of stones to catch the attention. The principal, the most important material in this layout are the wood. So I will choose small rocks only to create the basement of the work. This kind of stone is very sharp edges. If you work a couple of hours with this material, you will damage your skin, and my wife doesn't like it. So I use gloves now. This is probably the larger piece that I will use today. And when we we work with rocks, it's important. We say that the rocks has a face, and in this size is more photogenical than this size. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. Just plain, just. And another point of my lecture tomorrow is that people doesn't care about shade, and the shade is too important in the layout. When you use the stone in this position, the light of the aquarium reflects for the front, and you see only light. This is not interesting, only light. If you use this kind of angle, okay, the conformation of the stone is better. But if you just rotate, look as the light became to create a shadow in the piece. So it's very important to take care of the shadow. Only rotating the stone, you create a more attractive result. So I will try to do this in the layout.
Combinando diferentes cores, você consegue fazer
Put them all in the back corner.
You're just like this size.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Going all right. Checking it out.
What's your primary focus in the presentation?
Shrimp.
First, all right.
Yeah.
Gotta get gotta drag everybody out of bed.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, one more of those. One more of those.
One more of those?
Yes.
My husband says we're almost the only one.
When you guys get a chance, stop by Seacams. Give them a thanks. They provided all the tools for this event. Also, thank you. And thank you, Cobalt. Thank you, Phil, for Cobalt's donation to this event.
As always, thanks for taking the time to watch my ramblings and join me on my adventures in the fish room and around the country. Let me know below if you guys have any comments, suggestions, or questions. And also, stop by my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website. My next speaking engagement is in Portland, Oregon, and then Seattle, Washington in the beginning of June. So I hope to see a lot of you there.